You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
A world of nonstop action. The DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 can match on their first deposit and score up to $200 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play on the DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE, promo code HUGE, and get a match on your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $200 in casino bonus funds. Only at the DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117, 21 plus. Michigan only. One per opted-in customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match is $2,000. Deposit and bonus amounts require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/playerschoice. Restrictions do apply. Great to have you back with us here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. And a story here that is pretty, I don't know how legitimate it is, but it's worth noting because it's not very often that we see a guy with the amount of talent and the amount of, I don't know what the right word to maybe say is here, but I wouldn't say, I guess you could say accolades. I guess that would work. And a guy like DeAndre Hopkins who just got released, and a team tries to move him. Nobody's willing to deal because they know that he's unhappy. And so the Arizona Cardinals are going to be left with a ton of dead money on their salary cap. And it's not often you see a player of his caliber just become available on the open market. And DeAndre Hopkins is out there. He was released by the Arizona Cardinals on Friday, ending a 3-year stint with the team. The Lions have been listed by several NFL media pundits as a potential landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins. And you think about offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, when you have Jameson Williams after the 6-game suspension, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Jones, and Josh Reynolds as your three that are going to be good to go from game one, would this be something that is attractive to DeAndre Hopkins? According to the NFL website, quote, a year ago, this would have been a laughable landing spot, but as a free agent signee, David Montgomery said this week, Dan Campbell is a coach for whom players want to run through a wall. Hopkins would provide Detroit with an exceptional target who could also help guide the team through what Lions fans hope will be a run to the postseason. As long as Jared Goff can produce at a rate similar to 2022, it would be an ideal pairing. NFL, the league's website saying something like this. I mean, is that like that in itself? Now, the Cardinals, who did attempted to trade DeAndre Hopkins prior to releasing him, they take on almost $20 million of this elevated salary of his. Many folks probably thought that was too much of a price tag, around $20 million, to be able to trade for it at a position like wide receiver. So they cut him. They take on the dead money. And what he said on the I Am Athlete podcast was, quote, what I want is stable management upstairs. I think that's something I haven't really had the past couple of years of my career, coming from Houston, then to Arizona. I've been through 3 or 4 GMs in my career. So a stable management, a quarterback who loves the game, a quarterback who brings everybody on board with him and pushes not just himself, but everybody around him, and a great defense. A great defense wins championships. Boy, that's a pretty interesting quote right there. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler. He's been named to 5 All-Pro teams. And I think that that's relatively damning of Kyler Murray. You know, if you're going to leave a team and this is what you're looking for, I'm looking for a quarterback who loves the game. I don't mean to read too much into this, but you know, obviously we're all very much aware of Kyler Murray and the Call of Duty clause that was put in his contract.
He loves to game.
He does love to game. That's right. The game, though, football, is the one that we're most concerned
What
about.
about the game that you play, Anthony?
Call of Duty?
Jared Goff's pretty good at that. We know.
You know what? Hey, look, I don't play professional football. Jared Goff is very. You're right. Jared Goff, very good at that. He is very good at that game. A quarterback who brings everybody on board with him and pushes not just himself but everybody around him. That's pretty interesting. Because it's one thing like, okay, stable management. Yeah, if you were rumored to the Browns as one of the landing spots, I don't think the stability in the Browns, those two words have never gone together, ever. In the history of the franchise, no one has ever said that they're stable.
It was like a 4-month period there when things were like on the upswing, like that one season. Everybody felt like the Browns are finally going to be there. And then it just collapsed. I don't even know. I don't know if it was early Baker. No. There was a couple seasons there where the hype with, the Freddie Kitchens year that year.
Oh, man, poor.
The hype was there. It was kind of like the Dan Campbell hype, but the Dan Campbell hype, Dan Campbell can actually coach. It seems.
Poor Freddie Kitchens. Now, by the way, no transaction has actually happened yet. So he's technically still not released through the holiday weekend. They said they were going to, but the official paperwork was never processed. So I think that that's something to keep in mind here is that, look, they could change course today and be like, oh, no, we're going to keep him, right?
Or it could be like the Riley Patterson thing, where they say they're going to release him and then they find a trade partner.
Now, the Patriots have been linked back to Hopkins. I don't think that if you enter the AFC East, that's not the team you're going to be looking for. Buffalo was a team that people were kind of peering their eyes over. The Panthers, Lions, Packers, Texans, and Ravens are all teams who could explore DeAndre Hopkins with, an exceptional amount of cap space still available. Now, I don't think that the Packers are something he's going to be looking at. I mean, I wouldn't look at the Packers, and that's not because I'm an NFC North rivals, because you don't know who your quarterback is. So I take the Packers right out of there. The Houston Texans, they're a ways away. Could be a good reunion. I don't think that, if you're talking about trying to play for a winner, I don't think that's going to be the right answer either. The Panthers haven't had the stability you're looking for, so now you're looking at the Ravens and the Lions. And if you are leaning more towards Baltimore, there's probably going to be more individual opportunities there because they just don't have enough weapons. Like there's just not enough out there for Lamar Jackson to throw the football to. So you know that your individual numbers are probably going to be pretty high. How many games will Lamar Jackson play this year with that big guaranteed contract, something that everyone and their mother is going to be keeping track of? On the other side, you have the Lions. Now, as a Michigan show and as a pro-Lions supporter, I've tried to position this about as good as I can for the Lions to look favorable. I'm just waiting for someone else to correct me and say, hey, out of the Panthers, Lions, Packers, Texans, and Ravens, the Lions aren't the best option there. Like, that's the territory that we now find ourselves in. And there is some very positive steam in the engine here about playing for Dan Campbell, about playing for this organization, general manager Brad Holmes, team owner Sheila Ford Hamp. Like we've made some progress here, folks, that I don't know if we're all still aware of what that means in the long term. Now, I know as typical Lions fans, everybody's waiting for the bottom to fall out, right? They're waiting for someone to pull the rug out and for everything just to go to hell in a handbasket. But when you have guys that are free agents, where Detroit is not a destination, we can be honest about it. It's not. It'd be very much like Milwaukee Cleveland, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, right? These aren't, these grand free agency destinations. This isn't Dallas or Houston. It's not Miami or Tampa. Hell, even Arizona. Some guys are really intrigued by LA. I wouldn't be. Some guys are really intrigued by New York. I wouldn't be intrigued by that either. But I do find it very interesting that we have positioned ourselves and the organization in a light now where at one point some folks were doubting Dan Campbell, that he was just a cheerleader on the sidelines. But isn't it funny that that worked? And why did it work? It worked because they won football games. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's why. When you're winning games, everything else comes easy. But when you're winning and you close out a season 8-2 in your final 10, and your belief system, you got to see, because all these guys are watching Hard Knocks. Everybody sees it. And you're seeing on a team that was, 1-6, didn't quit for the second consecutive year, got off to a terrible start, just like their 0-10 start to the 2021 season. In 2022, they get off to a god-awful start at 1-6 and still continue to play. Well, that's because they like their guy, and they believe in him. They believe in what they have. And I think that for all the flack that Dan Campbell might have taken early on in his tenure here with the Detroit Lions about being a cheerleader, a rah-rah guy, a culture guy, can't get it done here, can't get it done there, can't coach, can't manage the clock, can't manage timeouts, he's a rookie. We hired a guy that's never been a head coach. I think all of that just kind of got all of that. Simmer down. Simmer down. Let the professionals do their job. And it worked. And boy, does it feel good that it worked. And now you have a name like DeAndre Hopkins, who, let's face it, there isn't a team in the league that wouldn't take him. Right? That's all. The only thing is going to be, what's the cost? What's it going to cost? That's all we want to know. Because he's an older guy, 5-time Pro Bowler, right? 5-time All-Pro, 3 of which have been first team, and a couple of second teamers as well. He's been in the league since 2013. He'll be 31 this season. He's had a long career, a 10-year career. He's got over 11,000 yards, 71 touchdowns. That number could probably go up. He hasn't hit double-digit touchdowns since 2018, but he's still got gas in the tank. He started 9 games last year, 10 games the previous year, but the numbers are, 572 yards and 717 yards. The touchdowns are 8 and 3. Like, it's not knock your socks off, you got to have this guy, but to not have Jameson Williams, if you can get him at a nicer price tag, because I don't think that there's any team that's going to want to sign a guy that's going to be 31 years old. Like, I love how we talk about the person that's aging. Like, oh, my God, he's 31. His career's over. Oh, I'll never be able to move. How old are you right now? It's like, well, shoot. What are these people expecting me after the weekend that I had? How are they expecting me to come out here and perform? Because that's the job. But I think that if the number's legit, you're telling me you wouldn't take an extra 500 yards on the perimeter? I think it's worth exploring. You know me. I'm a little tight with my own money, and I really don't like spending ownership's money, unless, of course, it's the Tigers. Then write as many checks as it's possible to get some guys on the field that can play. But outside of that, I'm very, very much aware of salary cap implications, and everything's got to make sense both on the field and in the register. And as long as it can satisfy, hey, good enough on the field, good enough for this kind of paycheck, I'm good with that. But I don't like to overpay for big names. I don't like to overpay for aging stars. I don't like to overpay because of a name that it doesn't have the production it used to. Right? Those are all, very much kind of red flags for me. 31 years old, hasn't gone over 750 yards, hasn't played a full season last couple of years, hasn't hit double-digit touchdowns. What are you actually getting? God, those are all big concerns for me. But with the right price, you talk about, okay, who's going to be the guy that's going to step up in J-Mo's absence? How about DeAndre Hopkins? For the right price, I think you walk into – now, look, if it's Buffalo or Kansas City and he takes a massive pay cut, you can't knock him for it. If you want to play on a team that's ready to contend, I would probably lean more towards Kansas City because they're proven. Buffalo is one of those teams that is, hey, look, a lot of hype. I need to actually see this happen at some point because we keep talking about Buffalo. I don't know how long that window is going to be open. That's not going to close on their fingers while they're trying to get out the window. But look.
What about like San Francisco?
San Francisco's an interesting case because they definitely, I think San Francisco has a championship caliber defense, and they've got an offense that was able to get them to an NFC championship game where both quarterbacks don't get hurt. Jalen Hurts might not see the payday that he sees. That's crazy to think about.
But DeAndre Hopkins has already played for San Francisco when he was with the Houston Texans and had to deal with 10 different quarterbacks in like 5 years.
Does he want to deal with the situation where
Right.
that stability isn't there?
Right. I think he's past that at this point in his career. It's like, I already did that chapter. Like, I would like a starting quarterback to play with.
And a team that I think can contend. And what would that say? Let's just say hypothetically he does end up with Jahmyr Gibbs and Marvin Jones Jr. and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams when he comes back and Josh Reynolds. What if he does come back? Sam Laporta. And you're like, wait a minute, James Mitchell. There's another name for you. I'm expecting big things out of James Mitchell. We saw little flashes last year coming off of injury, and it's like, well, why would you draft the tight end that's injured? That's why, because the value was there. Like, does he see this? A front line that is pretty formidable, when healthy, top 5 in the league, offensive line. Free agent David Montgomery in the backfield with Gibbs. Does this look like an attractive enough offer or an attractive enough option for DeAndre Hopkins to say, hey, this team, good roster, good coaching staff, guys like being there, they play hard, division that's kind of ripe for the taking right now, with Minnesota defensively taking a step back, Green Bay having a giant question mark at quarterback. Who knows what the hell Chicago's going to be. Like, that might be something, if it happens, I think that sends shockwaves through the NFL. I don't think that it does. On my realistic meter, that we probably have a less than 50% chance of getting him. But if it were to happen, and the cost is legit, I mean, holy hell, would that be something? I mean, that says enough right there that a guy chose Detroit. Maybe took a little bit less money because he wanted to be here. The NFL wouldn't know how to react. The pundits, what would the pundits say? They'd probably say the same thing we're saying. Now we just got to hope the bottom doesn't fall out. Step aside. Hour 2 is next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Huge here for all the Mr. Car Wash locations. I think there's close to 30 across the Huge Radio Network. For the one close to you, go to MrCarWash.com, and there you can join their Unlimited Wash Club. Now, this is a quick and convenient way to keep your car shining all the time. It's everything you love about getting your car washed in a simple, easy-to-use, affordable plan. As an Unlimited Wash Club member, you will enjoy all the benefits of washing as often as you like, no long-term contract, convenient monthly billing, and now you can be rest assured with a contactless visit. So go to MrCarWash.com right now, sign up for their Unlimited Wash Club Pass, and that means you can get your car washed at any Mr. Car Wash location across the Huge Radio Network or anywhere in America. And for the location close to you across the Huge Radio Network, you can also log on to MrCarWash.com.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Tuesday morning to you. It is the 30th day of May 2023. We welcome you back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. You can text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000 sports radio to 21000. Our Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Find our podcast, listen back to anything you may have missed on demand by visiting Google, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, the iHeartRadio app. You can download the free-to-play iHeartRadio app, and you can search 96.1 The Game or Fox Sports 1230 and pick us up and take us, put us right in your pocket, take us with us wherever you may be, plus find all our podcasts right there as well. MichiganSportsNetwork.com is the website. xbmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox, and you can find us all individually on Twitter. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key, and I'm Anthony Bellino at AEC Bellino. Hope that everybody had a good Memorial Day and had a safe weekend. You know, obviously, some things that happened in Hollywood, Florida. There was a mass shooting. I haven't seen if there have been any deaths reported, but there were, I think, 15 people or 7 people, conflicting reports at the boardwalk in Hollywood, Florida, that were shot. So, gunman has been identified. Haven't seen anything, as of last night. As far as they just said that they had an ID on the person. They just hadn't located him, so he was still at large. But outside of that, don't know. Don't know much about it, and still kind of a developing story there. But I was at a very large venue this weekend, and it crossed my mind. It did cross my mind. But I think that anytime you go anywhere in today's society, I think that you look for your exits, kind of monitor your surroundings, what's going on around you. In the event where we what's your plan? You're talking about mass chaos. I mean, there were 50,000 plus people in one spot. I mean, it was like all of Ford Field down on the field. Like it was an incredible, massive humanity.
It is weird, man. It's just the number of people that they will still put into one place, especially in a park.
Huge.
It's like this place is enormous.
Huge. I had no idea how big that park was. You walk in, you're like, wow. In the first day, we got there pretty early. I mean, we walked right through, no problem. I'm like, all right. So, I mean, there's got to be more people that show up, but I didn't really think about it because I was having a good time. And then next thing you know, like you blink, you turn around, you're like, holy mackerel, where did all these people come from? Where did all these people come from? My goodness. But they had pretty good security. They had like one of those forklifts with the netting over the top of it. Looked like a tree blind almost. And, there were, Chicago PD was everywhere. They had a couple other, I would say, I guess like SWAT team.
Cook County.
That type of stuff. Where, they weren't in, traditional police uniforms. They were more in like paramilitary fatigues and stuff like that, just kind of in an elevated position where they could kind of see and, monitor what was taking place. But yeah, I mean, it was just something that, in our society, you gotta pay attention to. And there were really no issues. There weren't any big brawls or anything like that. Like it was a nice Nice weekend. Nice weekend. Everybody behaved themselves, which is always a huge positive. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
No, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
All right, huge news. The Detroit Tigers now at 25-27 after a loss yesterday to the Texas Rangers. They cleaned up last week. They went 5-2 in their series against the Royals and the White Sox. Started off with a loss last night. We'll go 6:40 tonight, 1:40 tomorrow for the travel day and be off Thursday. We'll see. The Rangers leading the AL West. That's a tough team. They gave us the business yesterday. Jimmy Garoppolo signed a waiver in place of a physical, per reports. This is pretty interesting. His contract with the Raiders was a waiver that took place of the quarterback taking a physical with the team. In the absence of this waiver, Garoppolo would not pass the club's physical examination because of the pre-existing medial and middle cuneiform of the fracture of the base of the second metatarsal in the player's left foot. What? The waiver addressed the foot injury, and he signed a 3-year, $72.75 million contract with the Raiders on March 17th. So according to Pro Football Talk, the Raiders can terminate Garoppolo's contract for any reason related to the waiver, and Garoppolo not be paid any of his $22.5 million base salary for 2023 until he passes a physical. The waiver is voided if Garoppolo remains with the Raiders for 2 days after their final game of the 2023 season. That's pretty strange. I never heard of such a thing, but I guess we're just making stuff up.
Are they doing x-rays during this thing? Like, how are they going to know if they look at your medical records, like, from years back, they're not doing, like, an x-ray or a MRI and saying, this one tendon is messed up.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke and it's getting back together, we're not going to make you take a physical. You're not going to have to stand on one leg and touch your nose and kick your other leg back and touch the back of your head. But if you get hurt, we're putting that contract right in the shredder and you're not getting any payment. Free agent running back Le'Veon Bell said they used to smoke weed before games. You surprised by this?
No.
Said, when I was playing football, I smoked. Even before the games, I'd smoke and I'd go out there run for 150 and 2 touchdowns.
He just shouldn't have smoked before his contract negotiations.
Something that you are
That's where he should have stopped.
Gloating about that?
No, the full context that he wished he wouldn't had relied on weed so much throughout his playing career and gone out and smoked before games, even though he was running for 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Reliant on the weed. The Cardinals are going to release wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. The paperwork has not yet been finalized, so they technically hasn't happened yet, although the report is that he's going to be released. The Saints are going to bring in John Gruden to help install their offense. So new quarterback Derek Carr is going to have a familiar face down there in New Orleans. Good to see John Gruden back in the league. And the NFL Sunday ticket will remain available to DirecTV for bars and hotels. So DirecTV reached a multi-year agreement with Everpass Media on Thursday to provide the package of out-of-state Sunday afternoon games on CBS and Fox to its business clients. The agreement does not apply to DirecTV's residential customers. Just something to keep in mind there. Jameson Williams said he wasn't aware of the NFL gambling policy. He admitted to feeling sick and hurt on the night of April 20th when the Lions' second-year receiver learned he was getting suspended for 6 games. I didn't know things like this was coming. Boy, it gives me a headache just to read. But it took me some time, and I just thought about the better days and moving forward. It's not my last day living, so I just look forward to better days. Okay. All right. Well, you could say you didn't know, but it's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty cut and dry. Maybe next time pay attention. I don't know what to tell you. Heat stop out the Celtics in Game 7, and they're going to the NBA Finals. Final score there, 103-84. More on that game. Coming up, the Denver Nuggets open up as the NBA Finals favorite. Jokic, minus 125 to average a triple-double in the finals. Jason Tatum hampered by his ankle injury. Celtics, they failed to make history. He failed again. Poor guy injured himself 30 seconds in, rolled his ankle. A bad situation, looking like a shell of himself out there. 76ers are going to hire Nick Nurse as their next head coach with the blessing of Joel Embiid. I think it's important to say that. And the NBA is investigating a ref, Eric Lewis, over an alleged burner account. What? Oh, no. A burner account for an NBA ref. Is it true? The NBA, more drama than any other league in the world. All right, we'll step aside. We'll be back. Dantes says penny over KD. Oh, boy. Here we go. We're back after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at tullymoregolf.com.
Life as a grown-up. Not what you thought it would be, right? The meetings, the stress, the boredom, and that one big question, does any of this matter? Then you became a cop. Not what you thought it would be, right? The pride, the honor, the love for the brothers and sisters who served with you. The family who reminds you how much you matter. Being a cop, not what you thought, right? Just what you needed, I guess. Visit MichiganPoliceChiefs.org.
It's a new day to celebrate and be free. A new day full of action and excitement. Come to Soaring Eagle. Indulge to your heart's content. It's a day for winning, for world-class fun and food. Yes, it's a grand, spectacular day to get away. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. It's a new day. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com.
your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer Guest Line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. Ryan, did you have a good Memorial Day weekend? I mean, Dan told us a little bit about his. I went to basically what was the Latin Coachella, is the best way I know how to describe what it was.
Which I think is probably the better Coachella for sightseeing, right?
I mean, it was electric. It was
no, that's the white Coachella where they play the electric slide.
Well, this was something to behold. I'm not gonna. It was pretty incredible. I will 100% go back, without question. I'm going back next year. Like, that's how much fun that was. It was fun to get out with my friends. Although there's me, my buddy Gian, my buddy Jonathan, and then 7 girls. So, like, you imagine trying to get getting a big group of people to do anything.
So you guys were
7
ready,
women.
then had to wait an hour and a half for the rest of the group?
Bro, like, the amount of times I said, no, we're ready. Like, well, we're leaving.
We're sitting here. We've been pre-gaming for 45 minutes.
Like, I'm drunk. We're not even leaving. Like, we haven't even left the hotel yet. Like, what are we doing here? But no, I mean, we just got them left. Like, we're not going to – we'll see on the inside. I'm not going to sit here and spend half a day waiting for you people to tell us that you're ready and be nowhere near ready. Like, it's just – it's I know a lot of people are like, it's such a stereotype against women. Like, no, it's the truth. You guys spend more time getting ready than you do at the event.
It's fine if you need to take your time to get ready, but don't lie about it.
What do you have to do to get ready?
Say, hey, you know what? There's 7 of us trying to get ready. It's probably be like an hour and a half. We'll meet you there. And that way it's fine. Not like, hey, we're ready. Then you wait for 45 minutes. And then you look and, they're not dressed yet. It's like,
no.
Okay, great.
They put their war paint on in Braveheart faster than these people do their makeup. It's unbelievable. And it's not like we had a shortage of bathrooms either. Each room had 2. Oh my God. Like, what are we doing here? But did you do anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I had a couple cookouts, went to. Sunday, my buddy had a cookout, made a bunch of ribs. So that was very tasty, and I paid for it yesterday. No, then Friday, it was just me and the kids, so I took them to a trampoline park and let them just wreak havoc on each other.
Exhaust themselves?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then it's I'm sure all dads will know this, that the kids listen a lot better when mom is not there and dad puts the heavy foot down.
Really? Is that true?
For my circle of friends, yes, it's true.
So, so you got to they will snap their heads quickly when it's just you around, but then they want to lean on mom. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, they think they can get away with more with mom, so they try a little more, but they know dad does not deal with that. So
we don't play that bleep around here.
Nope.
Interesting. Oh, good for you. Hey, when your buddy did the cookout, like, is it like an all points bulletin? He sends it out to everybody, and then people are like, oh, okay, like, that's great. And then everybody kind of brings I'm going to bring like a couple bags of chips, or I'll bring potato salad, beans, like almost like a potluck.
Pretty much. Like,
okay, cool.
I'm providing the meat. There's meat in a cooler, and with drinks.
Yes,
and that will be cut. Don't worry, folks.
Okay.
Yes, you are, Ryan. Yes, you are.
Well, like he was sending out videos of his meat to all of us, just saying, "Hey, this is what's on the grill today," and then we just kind of text back and forth, like, "All right, we'll bring desserts, and we'll bring, we'll bring cornbread, we'll bring the corn on the cob." Just kind of, all put together. But yeah, if he's gonna put down that kind of money for ribs, it's like, yeah, we'll help you fill the rest of the table.
I love when a plan comes together like that. I do. There's nothing better than people like, okay, all right, Like one of my buddy's parents, they have stuff at their house like every weekend during the summer. They live right on Lake Erie. And so every time you come over, like, don't come over empty-handed. Like I walked over there last time. I went over there, and you walk in, you say hi to the parents or whatever. Like, oh, you brought more beer. There's still some of your beer left in the fridge. Like it's just there. You just bring stuff.
Right. And I've told my friends before, I was like, being an adult, like having adult friendships is trading $50 back and forth with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just, you don't keep tabs. You just try to help out whenever.
Yeah.
If there's lean times, like, all right, then, your buddy will help you, not help you out, but like, all right, I'll cover the dinner tonight.
Right.
But you just get them back. That's all it is. No need to keep score. Just try to be the person that doesn't come empty-handed.
Yep. Never show up anywhere empty-handed. Learned that lesson very early in life, and it is definitely paid off. All right. It's hour 2. It's segment 2. Ryan's got his meat. Let's get us all caught up with our annual daily trivia here. Detroit Lions trivia. We love this. All right. It's a tough one here because I don't know if this changed last year, but I'll just say it like this. The Lions set a club record that still stood entering the 2021 season when they recorded how many sacks in 1978? This is just an unbelievable number.
All right. The Lions beat the team record from 1978 is what the question is.
All right, so the question is, what is the team record for sacks entering 2021?
Okay. And
it's insane. I'll give you this much.
108.
Okay, that's
is that way too insane?
Yeah, a bunch of Lawrence Taylors, everybody smoking crack out there running around. 108 sacks in one season. What are you,
I'll
nuts?
say 53.5.
Wow, 53.5.
I was going to originally say 79, and then you were like, you said very high.
I think 79 is incredible. The correct answer is 55. Bing bong. I mean, in a 17-game season, do some quick math. 3 a game might not sound like a lot, but 3 sacks a game. Like, come on, that's a hell of an accomplishment. You want to know what the league record is? Since I'm here.
Yes.
All right, the league record set by the '84 Bears. 72 sacks. 72. That beat the 1989 Vikings, who had 71. They fell just short. In last year's Philadelphia Eagles, 70 sacks. My goodness. That tied the 87 Bears with 70. So, a little fun fact in the world of the National Football League. All right, we'll come back to this topic.
I wonder what offense has given up the most sacks. I would place the Lions near the top of the most sacks given up
in a single season.
Yes.
I wonder if I can find that. I'm sure I can find that somewhere. Somebody's got to have that. Somebody's got to. But I'm gonna briefly touch on this, and we'll circle back in hour 3. You'd love to circle back with a good email like that, right? Just circle back after the weekend. But hey, look, the Vegas Golden Knights did us all a favor. I don't even like Vegas. I don't like the fact that these expansion teams get these rosters and they're ready to compete right away. Like, I get why they do it. I still don't have to like it. They beat the Dallas Stars 6-0 last night. And that was the hockey gods paying this team back for the ridiculous behavior of their captain. And I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad that, this thing didn't have to go 7. And I'm glad that Vegas gave us the game that they did. Just sucked the life right out of Dallas on their home ice, 3-0 at the end of the first. It was like, this one is over.
The record for most sacks given up in a season was the 1986 Eagles with 104.
Good God. Boy, nobody was moving the football on that offense. We'll step aside. The coach, Kyle Barlow, joins us next. I'm going to ask him this ridiculous conversation that's taking place. Who's better, Larry Bird or Kevin Durant? We'll ask the coach next here. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at freddythepizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email freddythepizzaman@gmail.com.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Step into a world of nonstop action at the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots, plus enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5 can match on their first deposit and score up to $200 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your only way to play is at the DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means, of course. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using the promo code HUGE and match your first deposit of $5 or more up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. How about that? Only at DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. One opt-in per customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $2,000. Deposit and bonus amount required. 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions do apply. Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. That's Danny Cahalan and Ryan Elke. I'm Anthony Bellino. Join us on the horn right now. A Concordia alum who did his GA years under John Beeline at the University of Michigan. Now finds himself on the sidelines patrolling there for the Bobcats at Ohio University. Our good buddy, the coach, Kyle Barlow. Find him on Twitter at Kyle Barlow4. Send your kids recruiting tapes there. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. How are you, Mr. Barlow? Did you make some space after you left Cancun for the Boston Celtics?
It was sure did. Just it was our occasion to go on vacation. It was a little more joyous than Boston now, but they can cry into their margaritas down there.
It was first off, I'm glad you got to go. And look, this is how committed Coach Barlow is to the show, because Cancun, I think, is the only spot. I think it might be the only spot in Mexico that is still in Eastern time. I think the rest of the country is all Central or later. So you could have, and he's on the beach. I can hear the ocean in the background as I'm talking to his wife. He's yelling at him, "Get back over here!" And he's like, "I got to take this call. She's like, "Is that Bellino?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, she's gonna kill me." And he was like, "I could do it in the morning." I said, "Don't worry about that. You go vacation. We'll reconvene next week." So your commitment to the show is unprecedented.
No, I love it, man. Love doing it. And yeah, it's always a good time to get some R&R, some rest and relaxation, and good trip for the family, man, and a lot of sunshine. So it was great.
I love to hear it. Right now, somehow the group chat has turned into KD as a top 5 player of all time. And I'm like, dude, KD's not better than Larry Bird. Me of all people. And it's not a person in this world's taking Larry Bird over Kevin Durant. It's like, dude, come on. You gotta be anybody who's old enough would say the same thing. Like, you have to be able to win. And that's where it brings me to another Celtic, in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, who's taking the fall for this debacle that was this series against the Miami Heat?
Oh, they got to lay on the sword, man. And if you look at it, speaking of Larry Bird, they're handing out the Larry Bird Eastern Conference trophy on the home court of the Celtics to the Miami Heat, right? Like, it's just, oh man, just insult to injury, rubbing salt in the wounds, rubbing that margarita rim salt into the wounds for them. And when you look at it, okay, I get it. Tatum sprains his ankle, first play of the game. We all saw it, sprained ankle, check. But then, like, your star player has, 13 shots and 14 points? Like, and he idolizes Kobe? Like, Kobe would never. He would jack up 30 shots. He only might make 5, but he's going to go down swinging, man. And Tatum's their best creator. I just thought the offense for Boston was bad. And Barkley said it at halftime. He's like, all they do is just shoot bad shot after bad shot. And he's call it a dumb A offense, I think. And I think it was, too. Like, when you rely on Tatum so much to create, and then now he's just going to stand in the corner as a decoy. Like, oh, okay, decoy Tatum in the corner, I guess. Like, that was the offense. And give the Heat credit. They switched a lot of man-to-man and zone. They played a couple different styles of zone that kept Boston off balance. But, golly, man, like, I don't know. That was very disappointing to see if you're a Celtics fan.
How much of this then do we have to put on Joe Mazzulla? Because let's face it, Jason Tatum plays 42 minutes, but for 41 minutes and 30 seconds, he was not himself after he rolled his ankle. And it's like, dude, if you're good enough, if you're okay to play, and this is one of those coaching things, like what's the conversation you have with a guy where it's like, look, if you're going to be out there on the floor, we got to have you contribute. Like there isn't if you're out there, you got to do something.
It's not even that. As a coach, it's more so be like, okay, now you can cement your name and your legacy right now, this game. Like, what does everybody talk about with Isaiah Thomas, right? It's when he sprained his ankle or broke his foot, whatever, against the Lakers, and he was balling out, right? Like, these are legendary moments. You talk about the bloody sock. Speaking of Boston lore, the bloody sock, right? Kurt Schilling, they planted that sock. That that could be
It's a ketchup packet.
Yeah, but this is your chance. This is your chance at immortality. You could lead a team back 3-0, first team to ever do it, in your hometown, in Boston, and you could be the guy that does it on a sprained ankle. Like, this is your chance to be great. This is your chance to cement a legacy. And, instead it was just like you standing in the corner while Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown flipped the ball over like apple turnovers, man.
Just incredible. I mean, I love that that sort of angle on it, right? They'll become legendary right now.
Right.
Now's your time to do it right now. And, the poor guy
you got Derek White cooking up top trying to create for everybody. It's like, what? What are we doing? Boston, this is your guy. This is first-team All-NBA Jason Tatum. And I get it. He has a sprained ankle, but, man, I don't know. Like I said, he idolizes Kobe. He talks about Kobe all the time, Mamba mentality. That was not
that was not Mamba mentality. You can call it what it is.
No.
Call it what it is. Like, you rolled your ankle, it hurt, and you didn't play through it. The other guy ripped his Achilles off and shot 2 free throws and walked off the court. Like, don't say his name anymore. You can be a fan of him. You can like him. You can have a relationship. Like, it's fine, but you can keep that whole, like, Mamba stuff. You ain't got it. You're not it. You're not him. And I hear a lot of this. And I was questioning Jimmy Butler after games 5 and 6. Like, dude, what is why are you so timid right now? Like, what is happening to Jimmy Butler? Now, he did finish with 28, 7, 6, and 3, and I believe he was awarded that award. What's the name of that award that they give to the MVP?
Maybe that one's the Larry Bird.
The Larry Bird trophy. Yep, because we got this knucklehead over here talking about Larry Bird's no good and Kevin Durant's better. I was like, who won that award last night, by the way? The Larry Bird trophy. The guy's got a trophy named after him, for God's sake. Kevin Durant's not going to get anything named after him. The Bus Rider of the Year award, I guess, I suppose. But I was concerned about Jimmy Butler. He bounces back, has a much better game 7, didn't shoot it particularly well, still looked a little hesitant at times. Like, I don't know, where did the confidence go?
Well, I think he shot a lot better from 3, which is not really his game. He's been more of a mid-range guy, but he definitely shot a lot better from 3. And he took the big shots when he needed them to take, and made big shots when he needed them to make big shots. So that's what the best player on a team that goes to the NBA Finals does. And to kind of go back to your question, how much does this fall on Joe Mazzulla? Like, I wouldn't assess blame in that area. I think there's plenty of blame to go around for the Celtics, especially after their stars did not play like stars last night. But let me ask you this. Are they in the finals with Ime Udoka as their coach? I mean, simple yes or no. What do you think?
I think so, because Mazzulla is where I'm going next. Like, honestly, you have to have something better than what you featured out there. And their whole offense is dysfunctional. Like, that's there's nothing worse to me. Like, it's a lot of stagger screens with Miami, right? In Boston, it's just like, all right, what are we gonna do? High screen, and then what are we gonna do? No, let's go 1-on-1. Let's play 5 out and see what happens. Maybe Robert Williams will dive.
Let's go 1-on-1 with Bam Adebayo. Like, they kept picking on him to get the switch. I'm like, guys, this is not the guy. Like, if you want to pick on somebody, maybe Duncan Robinson. Like, and I love Duncan, Michigan guy.
America runs on Duncan.
Yeah, and he was, had asking the crowd where they're at now after the slip layup. But that was an example of good offense. Jimmy Butler got a slip. Duncan Robinson got a slip because they overplayed. But then the Celtics do double high screen and rolls and get Bam Adebayo on Derek White. I'm sorry, I'm taking Bam Adebayo. And he proved over and over again that he could do it. And I'm like, why are we picking on this guy? I did not understand the scheme there. And, I think it goes, it falls on Mazzulla because he's the head coach. But, where's the scheme from the assistant coaches? Where's the other guy? The head coach has a lot going on. Where's the guy down the bench? Like, you saw Spoelstra go down the bench a few times. I don't even know who the assistant was, but stood up, had the play card, pointed to guys on the court. Who are we going at? What are we doing? You know, what was Boston doing in those scenarios? Because, God, it just looked so stagnant, man. It looked bad, and I get it. You didn't have Tatum creating, but at some point that's no longer an excuse.
You know, and Coach Barlow, I'm glad you brought that up about going down to the bench, because a lot of times, you know, we'll see the pan to the sidelines, and Spo will be there, and he'll kind of have his arm crossed and his hand like kind of over his mouth a little bit, and then he'll walk down to the bench, and those conversations, because you say like the head coach has a lot going on, so you're in the role, like you're actively doing this as an assistant coach. You on your game day, your responsibility when you go up to Coach Bowles, shout out to him. I don't know if he knows that you're even on the radio with us. He should know. What up, Coach Bowles? It's your boy. I expect a gift basket or something next time you're in town. Anyways, neither here nor there. But like, what is your particular role with your particular team? And then, like, as you kind of mentioned, like what was going on there with Spoelstra, what those conversations look like.
Yeah, it's offense, and you know,
of course it is. The guy's a microwave. He's instant offense, baby.
And I think when you see things like that, and football's a different sport, but let's take that. Like, there's a reason Ryan Day gave up his play calling duties. There's a reason Jim Harbaugh's best teams were when he gave up his play calling duties. And in basketball, you can't do it all. As a head coach, you cannot do it all. You have so many other things you have to worry about. You're watching effort of the team. You're watching refereeing. You're watching body language. You're watching, you're feeling the flow of the game, whether call a timeout or not. Like, let somebody who all they think about, and that's my job, is all I think about is offense, whether we're on defense, whether we're in timeouts, whether we're in halftime. Let somebody who's doing that, like, have the one-track mind, and then ask them what they think, right? And instead of trying to be, I don't want to say, like, the hero, but, like, instead of trying to do it all yourself, like, you have good people in place, like, let them work a little bit. And at the end of the day, you could always overrule it. But, hey, what do you think we should attack here? Blah, 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 blah. Why? Well, they got Duncan Robinson on the court, so they're going to go zone. So let's put our best playmaker in the middle and stop having Al Horford shoot turnaround fadeaways from the 15-foot mark with nobody guarding him, right? And it's like, let's do that. Hey, what do you think they're going to be in here? And in the NBA, it's only a 24-second shot clock, so you don't have time to sit there and figure out whether they're man or zone and get into offense like you do in college and high school even. But, hey, let's use a common sense with their personnel. Duncan Robinson is in the game. They are going zone because they don't want you to switch on to him and attack him. Okay, so now we know that Duncan's in the game. They're in zone. What's our scheme? Well, let's just set ball screen and get switches. Well, that's what a zone wants you to do. They want you to hang around on the perimeter and shoot bad shots. And I think Boston fell into that trap.
Can I get a high post touch? Can I get one catch at the free throw line and then a dive from the corner for an easy bucket? Is that too much to ask? And how do they not know they're in zone? Look, we're all casuals. Well, you're not, but the rest of us are, right? You work in the industry. The rest of us are just casuals. We're sitting here watching on TV. When Miami comes out in a 2-2-1 full court press, they're going back into zone.
Yeah, exactly. They're going into their zone, and then like if you think for a second that zone is going to work against the Joker, they're going to throw the ball to the Joker right in the middle of the floor. And
okay,
play off of him. Oh, man.
I'm so glad you said his name. Ryan, was it Ryan or Dan who found the tweet from Kerryon Johnson from the former Detroit Lion?
Oh, I did.
All right, Ryan, tell Coach Barlow what Kerryon tweeted.
All right, Kerryon Johnson sent out, what Joker about to do to Bam is going to have racial tensions high.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I'm not touching that.
Hey, he's going to cook him, isn't he? He's going to cook him.
I'm not touching that on your show. We'll say that. But, yeah, you think if that zone's going to work against the Joker, oh, my gosh. Yeah, go ahead and try.
And it's because he's such a good, willing passer. And the other thing about Denver, it's one of the things I really appreciate about Golden State when they're on, and I've been saying this for like what I feel like forever, is like when you see teams that move the ball and move without it, go watch wonderful offense. Like, just go watch it. You know, the shot selection might not always be there, but guys are always constantly moving. Like, they're going to create opportunities just by not standing around. Like, the best person to guard is the guy that stands there and doesn't do anything.
Yep. And if you look at Miami was that team last night, they had great movement. And when you watch, like, I know I was picking on Duncan earlier, but if you watch their offense with Duncan Robinson on the floor, he gets guys open shots because he demands so much attention. Like when I forget who it was, Martin. Martin had 2 threes, one in the corner in transition, because 2 guys ran right to Duncan Robinson because they didn't want him to get the 3 off, right? Because he's so deadly. So, and then the more movement that creates, now they start overplaying, and he had 2 backdoor cuts for layups, right? He had a drive and a floater and a drive and a dish because they're overplaying. Like, offense just moves when you got guys who or offense flows naturally when you got guys who can shoot and pass and are willing to get in the paint and create.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, early thoughts on Denver and Miami. I'm really glad that the Celtics got eliminated. It makes me happy. I'm glad to see an 8 seed.
Boston said too many nice things. They don't need more nice things.
No, we're all done with the nice things. The Bruins got bounced in the first round as a 1 seed, one of the best, the best regular season ever in NHL history. So that was awesome.
Who?
Versus the team that's in the finals right now.
Yeah, the Florida Panthers. How about South Beach just taking care of Boston and be like, you know what? We have enough of you down here. We're going to end your sports teams.
And we don't even like sports down here. That's the best part. That's the mind trickery of it all.
And, hey, look, Florida better than Massachusetts. I don't know anybody who disagrees with that. Like, it's ridiculous. Boston's not a city that's not even on a grid. Like, figure it out. Anyways, so early thoughts here. Miami taking on Denver. Denver coming off a layoff here, getting ready for the finals to start on the first. Like, I mean, do we like the fact that Denver got a little bit of rest and Miami had to slug this out for 7 games? That favor the Nuggets?
Probably, but I think the chance that Miami has is to play D and grind games out. And it's just you're going against the best offense in the NBA trying to do that. It's one thing to go against the Celtics and grind games out, or the Hawks, or whoever else they face, but it's another thing to go against Murray and the Joker and all that and try and grind those games out. So I don't know, man. I don't see this game series going longer than 5 games. Do you?
Wow, you got Denver in 5?
Yeah, I mean, or sweep. I mean, I just think they're too good. They're too good. Their offense is too efficient. In Miami, like you need Jimmy Butler to score 50 every night, and he can't, and he can't do it because they're a team that the Nuggets will let you score, but they're going to outscore you. They know they're going to outscore you. Oh, you want to get in a shootout? That's not the game you want with the Nuggets. Oh, you want to try and grind it to a halt? That's not the game if you're Miami either, because you can't have enough offensive production if you're putting that much pressure on yourself defensively.
Wow. 4 or 5. My goodness, it's gonna be electric. He's electric. He is the coach, Kyle Barlow. Find him on Twitter at Kyle Barlow4. Ohio men's basketball assistant coach, friend of the show, avid contributor, and hell of a golfer with only 2 clubs in his hand. Coach Barlow, as always, my friend, thank you so much for your time, partner.
See ya.
There he goes. Hey, a reminder, speaking of golf, because I just mentioned golf, Tullymore Golf Resort in Canadian Lakes. My buddy Matt Golden over there at Tullymore, he told me, he sent me an email. He said, Anthony, just give my number. Just give my number. Have the good people of the state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. Just have them give me a call. I said, are you sure? He said, I'm sure. Tullymore Golf Resort in Canadian Lakes. Not 1 but 2 championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. It's easy to get to because it's located smack dab in the middle of the state. It's a quick drive. You are going to absolutely love it. The accommodations there are fabulous. You stay right there in the grounds. You wake up, you play. It's a golfer's paradise. TullymoreGolf.com is the website, TullymoreGolf.com, or call Matt at 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837, and book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Hour 3 is coming at you next here of X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
In the den.
Hey, sports fans, here's a hanging curveball that you can knock out of the ballpark. This is Matt Shepard, the voice of Detroit baseball, inviting you to step up to the plate at Eagle Casino and Sports, the mobile sports book where you can bet on all your favorites all year round, including, of course, our national pastime. So download the app and start winning today. Eagle Casino and Sports, made in Michigan, made for Michigan. Must be 21 years or older and in Michigan to play. It may be frustrating to watch the Tigers struggle to reach 500, but the encouraging signs are coming from the young players that are the building blocks of this team. Riley Green had 2 more hits in the opener against Texas, giving him 12 multi-hit games in May, the 3rd most in the majors. Zach McKinstry reached base twice, meaning he's been on base 15 times in the last 5 games, and he's extended his on-base streak to 9 consecutive games. Akil Baddoo extended his hitting streak to 5 in a row, now has hits in 12 of his last 18. These guys, along with Spencer Torkelson, continue to steer the Tigers' ship in the right direction. 500 can't be the end goal, but it can be the next. Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at FreddyThePizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email FreddyThePizzaman@gmail.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny Bey to to Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass.
And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole.
Here's the give. Walker! Kenny Walker! Touchdown! Spotty! Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes! Caught! Touchdown to Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's
out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Tuesday morning to you. It is the 30th day of May, 2023. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, and worldwide. On the iHeartRadio app, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you to join the program at any time. You can text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports and Network. Find our podcast. Listen back to anything you may have missed on demand by visiting Google, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, the iHeartRadio app. MichiganSportsNetwork.com is the website. xbmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And you can find us all individually on Twitter. Danny Caitlin is Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key, and I'm Anthony Bellino at Abe C. Bellino. Dantes says Penny over KD, Bird over KD, beef ribs over KD. Yeah, I mean, come on. Larry Bird has an Eastern Conference MVP award named after him, for God's sake.
Say, the Larry Bird one, easy. Penny, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, Penny's probably not better than Kevin Durant. And beef ribs, at least you know what you get. Although, you know what?
With Kevin Durant, you know what you're getting.
27 points. Doesn't matter what offense you put him on. He's going to give you 27 every night.
Yeah, minimum.
And that's that. You don't need to feature him because he can get a shot from anywhere. He's the ultimate plug-and-play type of player. He'd work on any offense. He's just not going to lead your team to greatness. And that's what this is all about. Everybody makes money. So at the end of the day, like, you are going to be questioned and ridiculed and criticized on your success, and that is measured in wins and losses.
Yeah, he's like Carmelo Anthony. You know what you're getting out of him. He's a walking bucket.
Yeah, see, and for me, I'd go KD over Melo.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but it's like similar type of playing style.
Yeah, and Melo just never would evolve. He just was always going to be, he's always, like you said, going to give you the same thing just about every night. He might take 28 shots. He might take 18. He's always going to look semi out of shape. And he's not going to play any defense. And you're going to, but he wanted to be that feature guy.
Yeah, and Kevin Durant, he's okay with saying, I don't care. I'm here to play basketball.
Just want to shoot.
Right.
Just give me the ball.
I'm here to play. If other people want to join, sure, that's great. Where Melo's like, this is my game I'm putting together.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And there are some similarities there, but I think that would be sure, you want to show up and play? That's cool. You gonna play with us? That's great. Are you actually going to be here today, Kyrie? That's cool too. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories in the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
All right, this happened late last week, but we never got a chance to get to it. Denny Stoles passed away at the age of 89. Michigan State announced that on Thursday. The family informed the school of his death. No cause was given. He was 126, 92, and 2 over 21 seasons with Michigan State, Bowling Green, San Diego State, and Alma. How about that? 1974 Big Ten Coach of the Year. He's also named the top coach in the MAC, the Western Athletic Conference, and the MIAA. So what a Greater Lansing Sports Hall of Fame player in 3 sports at Mason High School. Played D3 football and baseball at Alma. I mean, pretty incredible. What a life, really well lived by the coach. So wanted to make sure that we got that on the airwaves today. Greg Sankey hopes for a resolution on the SEC football schedule soon. I didn't even know anything was coming up. But they got to vote at this spring whether or not to use an 8 or 9 game conference schedule in football moving forward. I think you play it by ear this year and then see what the committee is going to do from there. Because if there's no punishment for scheduling softly, then continue to stack your wins. Like that's all it's going to take. So if you're worried about having the best record possible, if I'm the SEC, you stay at 8. You know, you go to 8 conference games and you leave it there. You don't go to 9, and you don't even worry about it. And until there's a punishment or that's seen as a negative, just let it go. How about Latvia? They woke up yesterday morning only to find out that they didn't have to. Parliament had set a meeting at midnight to declare a holiday after the national ice hockey team chalked up its best result at the World Championships. Latvia, where hockey is the national sport, co-hosting the men's championship with Finland, and the country's 4-3 overtime victory over the United States for a bronze medal got them a day off of work. Now that, my friends, that's some good stuff right there. The Bucks are going to hire the Raptors assistant, Adrian Griffin, as their head coach, so take him off of your list if he was even on it for the Pistons. Who knows what's going on there, because we're not getting any word whatsoever. The league, the NBA, is investigating ref Eric Lewis over an alleged burner account. We'll see what happens there. We've got the Philadelphia 76ers hiring Nick Nurse as their head coach. In the headlines, it did say, with Joel Embiid's blessing. Oh, man, bow down to a guy that can't get out of the second round. That's smart. Jason Tatum sprained his ankle. Didn't matter. The Heat blew him out. 103-84 is your final score. Jimmy Butler winning the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP award. Congratulations for him. The Heat will meet the Nuggets beginning the day after tomorrow on June 1st. The Nuggets favorite in the NBA Finals. Jokic is actually minus 125 right now, betting odds to average a triple-double in the finals. With the Heat's victory, how about that? An 8 seed making the NBA Finals. How awesome is that? Just goes to show you, man, the league has never had more talent dispersed across the board. And there really is no top dog in the East. I mean, I don't think that Boston has it. I don't think that they had it last year. I don't think they had it the year before. I don't think that combination of Smart, Tatum, and Brown, I don't think it works. I don't know if Jason Tatum is that guy that everybody wants him to be. And I don't think that Jaylen Brown is, I mean, look, proof's in the pudding. I think it's all in all a pretty poorly coached game as well by Joe Mazzulla. Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams said he wasn't aware of the NFL gambling policy. It's my understanding everybody's really well aware of what the rules are. That's my understanding of it, that they have a big, long discussion over here are the rules, here's what's allowed, here's what's not allowed. You know, look, you made a mistake, move on. Stop talking about it. And the best thing you can do is take all the blame for it and just talk about how disappointed you are you let your team down. Just say all the right things. And then we'll pray to God that hopefully that, you live up to what you said. NFL Sunday Ticket will remain available to DirecTV for bars and hotels, just not individual direct consumers. So that's something. The Saints are bringing in John Gruden to help install their offense with quarterback Derek Carr. Remember, he is in New Orleans. Jimmy Garoppolo is in Las Vegas. Who knows who's going to quarterback the San Francisco 49ers? We're still kind of waiting to figure out what in the hell is going to happen there. The Arizona Cardinals have, air quotes, released wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, although the paperwork has not been completed yet. So it's reported that he was released. The team said they're releasing him, but that paperwork hasn't been processed. There's a Friday news dump, and it's a holiday weekend. Maybe they'll change course. I'm not really sure what they're going to do. Le'Veon Bell said that he smoked marijuana before games. Smoked weed. Looking back on it, that's what I did. When I was playing football, I smoked, bro, even before games. I'd smoke and go out there and run for 150 and 2 scores, said Le'Veon Bell. Man, What a career. How about that? And the Detroit Tigers, they lost yesterday 5-0 to the Texas Rangers after a really good week of 5-2 baseball last week. They'll get the Rangers again, game 2 of the 3-game series tonight, 6:40 first pitch. We'll step aside, back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Golf season is definitely here now, folks. Matt Gold and his team ready to welcome you to one of the best golfing experiences in the great state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort, Canadian Lakes, offering not one but two championship courses. Tullymore and St. Ives, located about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. It's really easy to get to because it's smack dab in the middle of the state. So go on up there. Everything you need right on the grounds. The lodging, the food, the clubhouse, the golf carts. Exquisite. TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today.
Lindell out in defense at the moment with Thomas Harley. He battles Keegan Colasar in the corner. Now it's Watt. It comes right out in front. Backhand and a goal!
To take the puck around Jake Ottinger, still hold it one more stride.
What's his name? Sean McDonough?
Correct.
Yeah. Tough job. I get it, but I think they'd want to. Maybe they don't. Apparently they don't. I don't know. Welcome back here to X's and Bros. I'll keep my Sean McDonough slander to myself. Great to have you ride along with us. What do you got over there on the old phone lines, Dano?
GB Ritz on hold.
GB from high atop the Ritz-Carlton. How are you, my friend?
That's me. That's me. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great now that I can golf again.
Why couldn't you golf before?
Well, a week ago I tweaked some arthritis in my right knee, and it just I was miserable, and I was laid up for a week. I couldn't walk without a cane until I got a shot last week, Thursday. So all is well on the Western Front now.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, and it's so well that I actually got 9 holes already in this morning before I had to carry on with my day. So I went to the course, played 9. And
what time did you play?
To you. What's that?
What time did you get? What time did you? Whoa! What time did you tee off? That's what I was trying to ask you.
I teed off about 20 after 6.
Good God.
And played 9 holes and played the back 9 in, I don't know, hour and 25 minutes, hour and 20 minutes.
That's nice. Play fast. I like that.
And things to do and stuff. So how was your holiday? Real quick, and then we'll get into a little bit of hockey stuff. But how was your holiday? Did you play some golf?
I did not. No, I went to Chicago to a concert festival, and it was awesome. It was a really, I can't believe it's already Tuesday. You drive over there and you blink, and next thing you know, you're driving back. And it was a quick weekend, but it was a whole hell of a lot of fun. So I definitely enjoyed myself.
Well, so this was like a music festival weekend kind of thing. It ran the whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday kind of thing.
It went Saturday, Sunday, and it would be like Woodstock for Latin music.
For old people?
For Latin music. So a lot of
okay.
all Spanish, yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, Dave. Yeah. Hey, perfect. That's a good time. And Dave, I'm glad you had a good time and listened to some good music and everything. That's great. So
it was good.
I am so glad that the Vegas Golden Knights finally showed up and played a hockey game.
I mean, my goodness, what were they doing to us, GB? They couldn't. They letting the Stars back in the series. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Not after the assault that took place. The hockey gods blessed us last night.
Absolutely. I just didn't want. If they're in trouble if Dallas wins last night, because then it's just it's 50-50. You don't know who's going to win, but Vegas came through and they got rid of Jamie Benn, which is great. And there's only a couple guys on Dallas that I have I'm disappointed for, and that one is Pavelski. I would like to see him won a cup somewhere along in his career, but I don't think it's just going to happen. He's going the Jeremy Roenick's route, where he's going to play for all these teams, play pretty good and never win a cup. And Glendening, it would have been nice to see him win, but it is what it is. I'm rooting for Florida at this point now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in on Florida as well. I hope that they're able to. What a great time. Sunrise isn't really Miami. It's Auburn Hills to Detroit. But what a cool time to be, in Southern Florida and be able to enjoy two teams that are, both have an opportunity to really accomplish something special. I'm rooting for. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Panthers. I have no problem with them beating the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I hope that happens. I know Vegas puts on a hell of a show prior to the game with all their digital stuff on the ice, and it's a great presentation. And we've got, I think Kelly Rowe did a story on a Michigan State Spartan alum who's in charge of that. I think that was pretty interesting. Kelly Rowe of Fox 2. But as for Miami and Denver, man, I'm really torn about that one because I really like Jimmy Butler because he's kind of a throwback. But I really like Nikola Jokic because he's the real deal, and I don't know.
It means you'll just be happy watching, Anthony.
Yeah, as long as they're good games. I don't really have a.
It means you'll just enjoy what the finals will give you if they're just nice, close games.
Hey, good morning, Ryan. Did you have a good holiday, sir?
I did. Went golfing Saturday evening. Did a twilight special out at Springfield Oaks. I don't know if you've ever been there, GB. I know that's.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
that's a nice course.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. You can golf all you want till 8:30. So, and I did. It's probably my best complete round that I've played in a long time. So there's no one behind us, so my dad and I could play like 3 or 4 balls per hole. So it's nice, like practice round type atmosphere.
And that's kind of what I do in the morning. Like when I go out, I didn't do it this morning, but go out and drop 2 or 3 balls on a given hole and just work on different shots. Once you get a drive, you just work on stuff because nobody's of course at 6:30 in the morning. At least if you're on the back nine, everybody's playing the front kind of thing. But that's good, Ryan. I'm glad to hear that. That sounds like fun, especially when you're playing with your dad. For gosh sakes, I never had a chance to do that. So, my last thing about I don't want Vegas to win. Not that I don't like Vegas. I just don't think their fans have suffered enough to win the cup. Everything's been going so smoothly for them their first 6 years. They're in the cup finals again. They've been in the finals 4 times, conference finals and stuff. They got to pay their dues yet. They got to go a decade or so before they win the Stanley Cup. That's just my feeling. So.
I'm with you there.
But yeah, so I'm going to sign off. Let somebody else come on. Maybe I don't know if Freddie's been on yet or who else you got lined up. But I just wanted to say hi and glad you guys had a great holiday. That was good.
Well, thanks very much, GB. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you had a good holiday as well, my friend.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, partner. There he goes, GB Ritz. I'm all in on Florida. All in on Florida. Get Vegas out of here. Expansion team. Great story. Yada yada yada. No. A lot of teams have been around for a long time. And just be able to come up with a magic roster out of thin air. So, I get how the expansion works. I understand the point of it. To be able to get a team up and running and competitive as quickly as possible, engage their fan base. I understand that. At the same time, it'd be nice for Florida Panthers, right? And they were another expansion team that shook the cage a little bit early. It's not how you do with that first roster for those first couple of years. It's what happens afterwards. It's do you have people in place that can draft? Do you have people in place that can develop? Do you have scouts? Do you have a coach intact? It's like, no, we just got a really good group of core guys that are like B players that were available via the expansion draft, and we just kind of went from there. It's a completely different story. All right, we're going to step aside when we return. NBA Finals is set as well. We'll dive into it next here. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably. It's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at freddythepizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email freddythepizzaman@gmail.com.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Step into a world of non-stop action over the DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, slots. Plus, you can enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers who deposit at least $5, they can match their first deposit. Score up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer of your choice, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play at DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready to. Download the DraftKings Casino app right now. Use the promo code HUGE, promo code HUGE, and get a match on your first deposit of $5 or more, up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. Only at DraftKings Casino, only using the promo code HUGE. Now, if you or somebody who has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117, 21 plus, Michigan only. One per opted-in customer, minimum $5 deposit, max match is $2,000. Deposit and bonus amounts require 15 times playthrough within 30 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions apply. Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. That's Dan and Ryan. I'm Anthony. On the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. What do we got over there, Dano?
You know who it is.
Who is it?
You can introduce him.
Who is it?
I'm not going to say it. You say it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is he back for real or not?
No, he's back.
He's back for real. This is not a game. After serving a 2-week suspension on the program. Is this USDA? Scott, are you back, Scott? Is this true? Hello, Scott.
I've been off for 2 months, not 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm back.
He is back. What's going on?
Hey, no, I just had a couple comments. Just one on the Jameson Williams thing. What he said it wrong, but he was probably right in what he was saying. He should have said he didn't understand the rule, because I truly believe that portion of it. But to say he didn't know the rule, that's a step too far. So, gotta think about that before you tweet it. Because I respect him if he said, well, I respect him anyway. He's just a kid. He's going to make mistakes. But anyhow, I would have, if he would have just said I didn't really understand the rule, then we're probably even better with him. But I think he's going to come back strong, and I've heard a lot about him and Branch hanging out a lot. So, and I don't think there's a more quality kid than that Branch kid.
I sure hope so. I mean, it looked like you missed the majority of the season coming off an injury. We saw a little bit of explosion. You're going to miss 6 games this year. You know, when he gets out there, we should see a very, very highly motivated player that is ready to.
That the fact that, I mean, didn't Branch miss some time injured last year too for Alabama, and so they're kind of, you know, they're in a little bit of the same boat, and they really want to get out there and prove themselves. And I think it's good having buddies on a team.
Yeah, as long as they're good people, right? I mean, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That whole deal. So,
and you know, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything otherwise out of Jameson. I mean, it's like a guy gets caught. You know, they see him drinking a couple beers somewhere. I mean, it's legal. You know, just like gambling is legal. It's just he was a knucklehead and didn't read the rule completely.
It's like when Luka and Boban went out for like a mid. They were having a beer at lunch, and people were freaking out because they had a game later on that day. And little did they know, like Michael Jordan was slamming a 50 rack and beating Jeremy Roenick's brains in on the golf course, and went out there and scored 50. Like it's crazy. Like it's just, I mean,
exactly,
some people do it.
Exactly.
Some people can do it.
Hey, I remember interviews of Larry Bird sitting in the locker room with a beer and a cigarette in his mouth there right after the game. So I go back that far.
Oh yeah, now now they get the rules posted in there. Oh, no alcohol in the clubhouse. Like, yeah, okay, all right. Let's just put a blanket over this cart and just wheel it right in there.
There you go. And then on the Tigers, I wanted to, because I've held off a long time, but I just wanted to tell you three, and I think it was more not optimism but hope. I think Dave in Hudsonville, myself, and Freddie, I think we were about the only ones that were saying, even when the season started, that, give the young guys a chance and maybe we'll be some. And like I said, it was more hope than anything else because it's a long gosh darn summer. It's a long summer, and we like to have something to watch at night. So them being competitive is what we can ask for. And I think I don't know if it's Vierling or I'm not sure which one of those guys came from Baltimore that are they said that this team reminds them so much of Baltimore a year ago. And if that's the case and we turn out to be Baltimore next year, I'm good.
Hey, look, if they win yesterday's game, they're 500. Right? I mean, that's where they're at. They're 25 and 27 right now. I mean, the Rangers are a good team out of the AL West. And, as I said earlier in hour number one, I think we got the real deal in Riley Green. I think that kid is he's it at 22 years old. Like, expect him to be on this team for the next decade plus. Like, he should never leave.
You look at it, Anthony. I was just reading that. I think it was yesterday or Saturday that somebody had posted that Tigers have the fifth toughest schedule, and we've played more road games than home games, and they're still right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
They're really good. Considering, I mean, can you imagine, where I thought this team was going to be, 100 losses? Like, they're way better. They're watchable. They're exciting, and they're kind of fun to root for because they're underdogs.
If we get Scoobs and Manning back before the All-Star break or right around the All-Star break, I mean, what? I'm not saying I'm saying maybe playoffs because the division is weak as it can be, but. We can't compete with the Yankees. And
all you got to do is get in, Scott. Anything can happen. All you got to do is get into the tournament. That's it. Just got to get there. We got to get to 500 first.
And they're just young enough and silly enough to get in and think they can win.
Yeah, and that's all you got. That's all you got to do. Just get in, and then however the series can play out is how it plays out. But just like hockey. Baseball, very similar. You get somebody who can torch it on the.
How meat sales go at Danny's yesterday?
Oh my God! Well, I wasn't there, but I heard all about it on my drive home. That big weekend. Everybody was happy. I tried to talk my uncle. I said, "Yo, we got to make more patties." He's like, "Oh, it should be good." I said, "That's not enough." Sure enough, he had to turn the hamburger patty machine back on over the weekend while I was gone.
Oh,
so
I'm telling you, my grocery stores this morning, burgers, brats, and ball tips.
Yeah,
they got crushed. They got crushed on all of that. The Highline stuff, not as much. And my restaurants didn't do nearly what they were hoping for the weekend. But I mean,
it's a cookout.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you got
I want to be outside.
You got your ribs, you've got your sausage, hot dog, whatever, kind of like meat on a bun type of deal. And you have your steaks, you're pretty much going to be good as gold. And in your burgers, so we do like some gourmet burgers as well, like bacon mushroom Swiss, bacon pepper jack, bacon cheddar. Those get to be a little bit of a hassle because you have to stop, and you got to do those by hand. So some of the other, like, some things are quick. You pop a strip loin out, you get it cut, throw it in the case. It takes 5 minutes. But when you got to start making these, gourmet hamburger patties, or we do like chicken sausage and stuffed chicken, stuff like that, it's just like, dude, it's just time consuming. So that's the biggest.
Wait till you hear Mom and Unc complain today because beef prices shot up like a rocket today.
Oh, well, that's not good. I look forward to that meeting coming up here shortly. All right, partner. Great to hear your voice, my friend. There he goes, USDA Scott. Came back. Diz time, came back and really, really rallied well. The story. I thought we'd never hear from him again. Thought that was going to be it. Thought one suspension. I mean, you got to come back. You just got to pay the fine. Do your time, pay the fine, come back strong. Real Jameson Williams type of effort right there. I did see that somebody, some writer from West Virginia who covers West Virginia sports like no one else. Pretty good tweet about it. You guys still want to fire? You still want to fire Missoula? Yeah, I think that stove is up all the way.
I didn't see I didn't see it live, but there was like an awkward clip of him during an interview. I don't know if you saw it. Apparently, he gives one-word answers in every single interview with the TV affiliate.
Like local TV?
Yes.
It's probably because they were calling for him to get canned, and he's just trying to. But you don't have that kind of leverage. I think that when you're Greg Popovich, when you're Phil Jackson, when you are Bill Belichick, you have earned the ability to kind of say no to some things. You've earned the ability to kind of have, media discussions on your own terms. When you're Matt Patricia and Joe Mazzulla and first-timers that, don't really know bleep about blap, and you're not winning, you really, you kind of got to stand there and take it. That's what and that's the other thing about Dan Campbell. When people are going after, he's a culture guy and a cheerleader and rah-rah this and rah-rah that. He stands in there. He knows what's coming. Like, he's done this before. He knows what's coming. He has watched head coaches take the kind of heat. As a player, he understands what that is like at that level. There's a much different perspective there for Dan Campbell. And, if you're Joe Mazzulla, I think you got to stand in there. You got to answer the questions. Answer them. I know it stinks. And I know that there's a lot of people that are going to say, like, oh, well, this writer, this TV guy, they never did anything. They didn't play. I get that. They're the ones that basically are the gatekeepers, right? The fan bases, the people that live and breathe every bucket. Like, how sick do you think Boston fans are this morning? Like, WEEI might be worth finding, or Boston, whatever iHeart station Boston has.
I did see a clip from them last night where they're like, you need to trade Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart for Karl Anthony Towns.
Wow. That's something. Karl Anthony Towns is the way you want to go, huh? Are they just going to have him shoot threes like he's Al Horford?
Boston, you need a real point guard. That's what you need.
Yeah, they got to have an offense. You can't just stand with five guys standing around the outside. Around the outside. You can't just do that. And everybody buy a ticket. If you want to be a spectator, hop in a chair, grab your favorite beverage, maybe grab a hot dog and some chips, and watch like everybody else.
Well,
they did more standing around, put your hands in your pockets. I'm not going to do anything. Dude, you got to move. You got to move.
Then what are your thoughts on what the deal with this Pistons team? I mean,
I don't, dude. Who are they hiring?
That's what I'm saying. They had the same issue last year with the standard five guys standing around. Now you have a new coach coming in. There's reports that they're trading out of five. Where's this team going?
I don't know. I'm calling James. I'm going to call James. James, you got to come on the show. Like, we got to get you. What in the hell? What is going on, James? What is going on with this team right now? Because this is the strangest offseason where, like, this is a very big hire for Troy Weaver. This is a massive ordeal. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you missed out on the Wemby sweepstakes. I don't know if you trade out of five, depending on who's on the board there. Like, I'm not a fan. The more of the different videos that I watch trying to catch up on who's who here, the more time I spend watching that, the more interested I am in a guy like Cam Whitmore, in a guy like Jarris Walker. Like, what what they might be able to provide for this team, who with Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren are getting more athletic. Jarris Walker adds more athlete. Cam Whitmore adds more athlete. Like, dude, we got to – I don't know if you trade out of 5. I really don't. Unless there's going to be a King's ransom, which I can't imagine there's going to be to get up to 5. Like, who's your head coach? And when you watch the Celtics last night, like, some guys are folding. Like, it just is what it is. I know that Tatum got injured. I get it. But as Coach Barlow pointed out earlier in hour number 2, like, that was your signature, Isaiah Thomas sprained ankle moment right there. Like, you rolled it 30 seconds into the game. If you would have battled through, and I know that he was out there. You look at the box score, he played 42 minutes with a sprained ankle. Well, dude, like, if you're going to be out there, you got to contribute. You can't just run up and down the floor and get some cardio in. Like, that's not a good jog isn't helping anybody. But that whole offense is just disgusting to watch. If I was a Boston fan, I would be sick.
And you could sit there like, oh, Tatum didn't do enough with the sprained ankle. It's like, okay, Jaylen Brown didn't do enough throughout 7 games. It's like you look at the team, it's like it was Jason Tatum and Derek White. Other than that, it's like no one else really stepped up into the limelight when needed. Like,
Malcolm Brogdon.
Al Horford looked his age.
He's 36. Where was Malcolm Brogdon at? Patrick Williams playing 14 minutes, and they had a couple of nice oops with him or lob it up, let the young man throw it down. How do you only play 14 minutes? Like, if Jason Tatum is that hurt and you got to pull him off the floor, you got to find some offense somewhere else. Like, it looked like malpractice there on the sidelines. But give Boston credit. I mean, sure, Tatum rolls his ankle. But, I mean, Miami, like, give them some love because they were up 3-0 and they just tried to pee down their leg in the middle of a series. And Jimmy Butler in games 5 and 6 did not look good at all.
Game 6 was awful.
Jeez.
He was scared or something or doing the LeBron active resting.
Yeah, deer in the headlights the whole time. And I'm like, dude, turn it on. What
deer
are
in the
we
headlights
doing?
and averaging 4 pump fakes per possession.
The PFPMs or PFPPs were through the roof. Pump fakes per possession. Just sit nonstop. Get it up on the glass. Let's go. Just get up there. Jeez. Tough to watch.
We do need to mourn someone today. And that's all the people on Twitter calling about ratings for this NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, ratings bros. Your dream's dead.
Yeah.
So, pour out, a Colt 45 for them.
Interesting choice. Probably not my favorite. Let's
No.
go. Miami versus Denver. Real basketball fans only. I don't want Lakers Celtics. I don't want to see that stuff again. You guys had enough of that in the 70s and 80s. Like, no. Give me this right now. I'll take this. This is a great matchup. Jimmy Butler and Jokic got some beef too. They've been physical before. Very excited about the way the finals.
Boxing match between them. Matt Ishby as the official.
Oh, my goodness. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at freddythepizzaman.com. That's FREDITHEPizzaman.com. thePizzaman.com or email freddythepizzaman@gmail.com.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
Huge here for all the Mr. Car Wash locations across Michigan. You're going to want to look into that unlimited monthly pass that I use. Superfly Hayes, my producer, uses it. I can get my SUV washed as often as I like for one low price. You can sign up today. Just go to MrCarWash.com or stop by your local Mr. Car Wash location here in Michigan for the one close to you. And to get that unlimited pass, go to MrCarWash.com.